Not sure exactly how much the race is going to cost. I'd venture to guess upwards of $1 million. But again, I don't know exactly how much the race is going to cost. One thing I can tell you is we are going to be aggressive on the internet, utilizing social media and other means of communication to make the dollars go farther. Right now, what's happened in our economy, charitable giving, political giving are both down. Times are tougher. So I think both with charities and also political campaigns, it's becoming more and more important to leverage technology and use it in an intelligent way in order to make dollars go farther and get our messages out. And I hired a new media coordinator, a young lady who is going to be heading up our operations on the internet, and she'll be doing other activities as well, but she will be focused on online communications. It's unconventional for a treasurer's race, I think, to have someone with that position, especially this early on, but it's symbolic of the type of campaign we're going to run.
What do you think generally of the idea of a treasurer or a treasurer candidate accepting money from bond traders, et cetera, that would be potentially doing business with your office? Would you impose any restrictions on yourself along those lines?
At this point in time, we haven't imposed any of those restrictions. It's probably something that we're going to discuss moving forward, but at this point in time, we've not imposed any of those.
What are some ways you can use technology to help save and protect the taxpayers' dollars as treasurer? What are some of your ideas in terms of technology?
Sure. One is as far as communications go. I think part of what the citizens want is to understand where their money is going, how it is being spent. The treasurer, among his or her many duties, is to run the state's checkbook, dollars going in, going out, and I would, through this office, communicate with people and explain to them through email and other online communications what is happening with their hard-earned dollars going in and going out. Secondly, as far as being a watchdog and a safeguard to ensure that problems don't happen in the state treasury as did happen in the workers' compensation investment fund, I think we can use the internet to keep closer watch on what's happening on a daily basis and safeguarding things more constantly as opposed to every few months watching things on a more day-to-day, week-to-week basis.
What makes you think that the new media is effective at reaching out to people who are actually vote, who will actually materialize money?
A few years ago, my folks in my family who were in their 50s and 60s were not on email and didn't even know what the internet was. Now, the vast majority of my family, regardless of age, is on the internet, and as I found in my constituency and also traveling the state, people, regardless of age, own computers, are increasingly tech savvy, and because of this increase in tech savviness, it's going, I think, to translate into being able to communicate to voters. I also think, as far as messaging goes, it's cost effective. While it does cost some money to send out emails, it's a lot less expensive than it is sending out direct mail and doing TV commercials and so on and so forth.
What do you think of Kevin's voice, and why would voters be better off replacing you for him?
At this point in time, I don't know him. I don't know him too well, and my focus has really been on what I'm going to do as state treasurer and listen to what people would want me to do as a statewide leader. So I think there'll be a time and place down the road to compare and contrast our two leadership styles. But right now, I'm just concentrating on my leadership style and what I bring to the table. And what I've heard from people, why they're supporting me around the state, is they respect the fact that I've served the country and I bring to the table a sense of discipline, principle, and leadership that is instilled in someone who's a leader in the Marine Corps. Secondly, they appreciate my experience both as a city councilman and as a state representative. And when I tell the story about leading the charge to roll back property taxes in Lyndhurst, I get a lot of nods and claps from people, Democrats, Republicans, and Independents, because this was a fight when I first began. I didn't have too much support among my colleagues on council. And what happened was I communicated with the voters. I called voters, I emailed them, and asked them to be active in communicating with other councilmen, asked them to come to city council meetings, and saw firsthand how their involvement allowed us to convince the other councilmen that it was the right move to lower our property taxes in Lyndhurst. So, secondly, on your point, I've been encouraged because I think people have seen through that story and some others that are willing to stand on principle and stand up to forces that might be more powerful when I'm standing up for what I believe